quintessential useless class. A joke as old as time that's quite frankly past its prime. Apparently, skillful with their hands and tongues, seducers of door locks, the party's squishy moral support that hides behind the giant muscle blocks, qualifies as useless. But what if we had no big dick fighters or armored mom friends to hide behind? What if you lot must be only of my kind? Join me for a Bards only playthrough, touring around Faerun, ensuring that our only redeeming quality isn't taken away from us. I woke up and the first thing I did was give the world a beautiful Bard greeting. I had the worst hangover and was very confused since the last thing I remember was trying to play old battle times with my farts at a tavern. After realizing that this wasn't some Armenian liquor dream, I got moving along to find anything. Weapons, friends, future soulmates, your chiropractor, weapon contractor. Oh, an exotic potential pet.
The brain won't budge.
But alas, luck found me a froggy instead. Her poetic articulation and her inclination towards performative self-expression brought instant inspiration and admiration.
Together, we might survive.
Onwards, we travel to the helm, and you'd think a bard is good at navigating fleshy insides, but I'm tired of the horny bard memes. I prefer exploring something deeper. And grander. Like your mom. We came across a rando NPC who needed help, and went along our merry little way. Truth be told, I completely forgot the faces on the front cover of the game. Anyways, we tried to wrangle the endgame looking weapon away from the endgame looking mobs, but we accidentally killed the only ally who wouldn't get one shot, and this guy had more friends coming over, and at this point I wasn't sure if there was life after death, so I turned this ship into a musical instrument I didn't have proficiency with, and blinked out of existence like stationary to an ADHD kid. When I came to, I understood RPG mechanics, knew anybody you come across, and by then I finally understood that this young lady was not a throwaway character. Curious, I tried to see what would happen if we didn't pick her up, and she just disappeared behind the bushes. So I turned away to give her some privacy. Kidding! We smashed brains and I tried to kiss a mind flayer.
You're perfectly happy.
Nope, never mind. We smashed brains and then came across a vampire. Like, seriously, I took one look at him and knew he was a vampire. Like, why in the hell did he think that was a secret?
I was hoping for a kind soul. Well, not to worry.
Now with me, NPC, and vampire, we came back to Tentakill and this time skipped the kissing and went straight to the smashing. There was a wizard inside a rock who wanted a high five for getting lucky. So, who am I to deny him my support? And then I pulled him out of his clingy, toxic relationship and instead showed him that true love is violence! We gave the people who died from the goblin attack a proper funeral send-off, and then essentially ignored everyone's pleas for help as I tried to find a way to upgrade my commerce classes.
Turning your back on the needy to save your own skin? Maybe we'll get along after all.
The one exception was that Lae'zel wanted to act out an interrogation scene and my improv senses were tingling!
Come to rip me open too?
In Kresh Kalir, a formal greeting begins with a bow.
You heard the sword mommy. Bow before the best girl. But I'm a short stan. Screw her. You heard the Tintin Toad. She'll be screwing the shart. Please, don't hurt me. As a Shadow Heart stan. Your eyes wandered from me. Why? Because I believe in true love and a happily ever after? A wholesome relationship where we can cuddle, kiss, hold hands, and share words of affirmation? No primal play. You must be really pent up. Get up and vow to me you will romance me in your next run. Up. You can keep the autograph. Oh, and what about me? I also want more followers. Cool your tits. You already have enough Asterion. Oh yes, and there was also a bard who wanted to share my might to Faerun. Now that I think about it, aren't bards just reporters who have an inclination towards entertainment and exaggeration, and not so much the truth? So, bards are basically reporters, just glorified fantasy reporters. Yes, Volo, share my story! We came across another enthusiast of the arts, and I immediately greeted her the bard way, which, yay, I am so happy this is a thing. We helped her finish her song.
Wait,
and
that's it!
honestly, this really changed the tone for me. Just the scene that I didn't really expect. From a crybaby bard that I didn't really respect. I was planning on breaking her lute so that I could be the best bard. The only bard. Just look at the tender expressions on some of the companions who I deadass thought were gonna be evil. And I was going into this fully intending on being a selfish asshole. I live for the applause. I alone stand in the glory. And I only care about telling my story. But this song really makes you stop for a bit. A pause from all the fighting, harsh words, and crime grinding. How exciting. Even though the lyrics speak of loss, the melody and how the scenes are framed remind me of a beginning. Something new rising from the old. A new story to behold. Our story to be told. I don't want to go out of my way to do good things, and music performance and my personal glory are still my top priorities, but I'll say this. I'll be nice to bards. Well, except Volo. We explored some more, and then shared a moment enjoying beautiful music with a tiefling boy. Until I remembered. I'm Allegra fucking Valentine, bard extraordinaire, and sure, I may be level 1, but I ain't about to get undone.
Suffocating.
Oh, typical. You guys are trying to kill us. The kid thanked us, invited us to his hideout, and the reward wasn't really inspiring, so we humbly accepted their future patronage. Okay, we fool-dawdled enough, let's go wake up everyone's favorite grandpa. On the mini-map, I thought Karlak was nearby, so we'd visit her first. To get to Karlak, I ordered Coldest to get revenge, scared an owlbear, threatened a mirror, failed to befriend a dog, got trolls to fight for us for free, talked my way out of an ambush, agreed to write erotic fanfiction between a bugbear and a troll, parent-child slaughterfest, got food from a devil, and then agreed to help paladins kill Karlak for a dumb sword I don't even need. Now with everyone here, I respected Asterion and Shadowheart into College of Lore Bards, which I don't need to justify, you guys obviously see it. And I also went with College of Lore, because I ended up getting sidetracked with every book and readable thingy in this game. Lae'zel went with College of Swords, which ended up being the best decision I ever made. Will and Karlak seemed like valor to me, and Gale, I just kinda forgot about Gale. But out of all the companions so far, these three quickly became my favorite. Truth be told, I thought Asterion, Lae'zel, and my shenanigans would drive Shark crazy, as I thought she was an eager beaver do-gooder cleric, but it turns out she actually fits right in. This group, I thought of the perfect name. Pain Patrol, let's roll. We've arrived at the Goblin Camp. Wait, I just can't resist this, hold up.
You do well on a slave ship.
I was fully intending to save the Owlbear Cup, but then I noticed Volo and a stage. Promptly kicking Volo off, we showed these goblins true entertainment, and I find it kind of adorable that they try to join in, even though they were shite and playing out of time, but the effort still counts. Asterion also thought it would be funny to spike the punch bowl, and we found out that they do not have the same tolerance to pleasurable poison like bards and barbarians do. We can talk our way out of anything. All of us can! I did the Lovia top pain performance, bard style. My bandmates enjoying the show. Though Lae'zel might take a bit of a while to appreciate the pain. And then there was this interrogation guy. We just kinda left him there. We talked the goblin into letting us save Valo, and then we found a bear in a cage, and I was still in the evil, cruel goblin sympathizer character, until I remembered we were supposed to find Halsin, and that bear was most probably, definitely, likely to be him. 8 was correct, but the typical you do this first and I help you later popped up. But the task does involve killing a bunch of goblins, which I thought would be the perfect setting to test out my new Bard squad. Before that, though, I long rested and Lae'zel came to find me that night. She wanted to get all up close and intimate with me, and then I said it was a bit too early in our relationship for knife play, and luckily everyone agreed. The next day, Shadowheart opened up about her future aspirations, and as much as I wanted to dunk on them, as her future aspirations should involve making the Pain Patrol great. Wait, think of it this way, Shadowheart. You can promote the Dark Lady with the power of death metal emotional music. You already look the part, and this aesthetic can catch around Faerun. Worshipping the Lady of Loss would be the cool thing to do. If that's the case, our band will be popular. Our band will be legendary! For now, let's keep you in Char's good graces. But enough about that. Goblin slaying galore! The first battle was scruffy as heck. Almost none of my plans came to fruition. This is so freaking embarrassing. The thing about an old bard's party is that all of us have healing word, which makes death quite trivial to us. And since a lot of us have cutting words, can't touch this. I wish I could say we used amazing bard tactics to take down the drow leader, but we just kinda surrounded her and kept missing with our mediocre melee weapon proficiencies. Though Sword Mommy popped off. The second battle went a bit better. With Sneaking and Bombs being a great opener, we cleared out the rest using Shatter and Dissonant Whispers, which are great spells that are easy to place. But here's a big caveat. We have the pizzazz and power of bards, but sadly not yet the stamina. We ran out of spell slots, and I called it another day. Wait, my eyes deceive me. We actually just went straight in. Okay, this one went really well actually. Since all of us have Tasha's hideous laughter, we had Snor Ragzlin rolling in his grave even before he died. Mopping up the rest was nothing but trivial child's play, a second grader's test. This time, I found Asterion was enjoying his new book of necromancy, which I thought wasn't really a vibe for me, so I gave it to him.
Well, maybe Shadowheart.
Oh, and I forgot to mention, I finally met my dream guardian, and I went with the typical mentor figure who projects strong guidance and stability. I kind of fudged the character creation since the noticeable lack of wrinkles actually makes him look more unnerving, but I just don't look too deeply into this. The next day, Shadowheart opened up again. My, we really gotta stop meeting like this. This time, she wanted to talk about the past, and my lord Bardass thought her flashback looked suspiciously like a Cellulite coming-of-age ritual. And she was like, it ain't that deep, bro. And I was like, lit. Do you want to unpack that, though? And she was like, nah fam, just let me cook. And we dropped this because this segment was really starting to piss me off. With all the leaders dead, Halsin went up ahead, and I wasn't really paying attention to what he said. So I looked around the area trying to find him instead. This guy is head druid. This is the most obvious thing I could... But here's what we did. We found the Underdark, and then explored the northern part of the map where we cheered up this dude after he essentially lost everything. Life savings, family, poor dude.
Who is this?
Repositioning.
I had no intention of saving the head honcho of whoever these people are. But this was the perfect opportunity to loot a lucrative building. From my studies, Wakeen is the goddess of merchants, wealth, trickery, also known as the Lady of Gold. I know an opportunity when I see one. While I was working my ass off to easily become rich, the Pain Patrol decided to throw a party, while I was trapped inside this burning building.
Now listen close, Fist. Duty calls. Drow have taken Grand Duke Alder Ravengard westward. May I trust you'll see it through?
There was a man who gave us a look, reminiscent of the stare a child gives you when you tell him not to stick his booger in grandma's ashes. Unlike a child, this man can be reasoned with, and this trading post seemed like the perfect place to finally get uniforms! What's upsetting though was that the leader didn't seem to like our music, and our reception was lukewarm at best. It wasn't like the bandits were blind to the finer things in life since they kidnapped an artist who, by the way, is offering to paint my portrait if I can get him out of here. Haggling the price down is nothing but a trivial task for me. but I still didn't want to fork over my hard-earned cash.
So maybe
This is extortion. Slavery! This guy is paying overtime and you immediately try to get us to find a box? I don't know what you're talking about. Do your own dirty work. There will be revolution. There will be justice! So, now would be a good time to find this crush Lae'zel kept talking about. They can apparently deworm us, but they are after the one thing that is preventing our transformation central.
find the weapon.
Not wanting to get on their bad side, we got Lae'zel to follow the first rule of improv, which is yes and. And her bar training proved to be quite useful in us not unaliving again so soon. But I noticed something interesting. Lord Kithrak Voss is a sussy baka, and that he was indeed not going to see the queen. Theories are running afloat. Does he have a human lover affair? Is there a secret police torture chamber that he's going to attend? Is he secretly a gay super soldier that he must do gay things? How dare you tingle this breadcrumb? I need answers! Instead of stewing in my own thoughts, I thought it was time to return to the filthy looters. We'd settle things differently this time. I opted to take the high ground. No, to literally take the high ground so that I can thunder away from music-hating ass off a cliff.
E dopo forzati, va, sei tu forse tu sei pagliaccio.
How fast is my foolish
Soil my hands.
gods above, woman! I said buy me!
We were forced to reckon. Asterion, our weapon contractor who put the violin in violence. Shadowheart, our animal spokesperson stylist who's also our bassist who can also tear your limbs apart. Lae'zel, our Githyanki sword mommy diplomat who slashes scubs and bashes drums. And of course, I, the face of the group, who's good with a flute. A silvery tongue to behold, interested in mysteries and clothes to unfold. Looting the looters clean, we saved our most precious goods. The future looked bright, it looked glorious. With our uniforms on, we looked sanctimonious. We were a well-oiled machine tearing up both the stage and the battlefield. We're always victorious. I'd even say we're too effective. You'll see why shortly. We went back to the Underdark, then somehow came across this whole-ass swampy region where there was this hag and we pissed her off quite quickly, especially for our standards. After thrashing up her place and terrorizing her guests, we came to trash her, and we did too much of a good job doing so that she never had the chance to surrender. Don't crit, don't crit, don't crit, don't crit, no! All of us bummed out, we gave Marina a eulogy for her dead husband and then kept her less dead husband for our own benefit. And we never end up actually using him. Hopefully that changes. We finished up exploring this region with putting Asterion's past to rest, a cute frog leading us to a chest, and then stopping for our final long rest.
I'm fine.
Loosen up, Icaron.
The local bards and I were the in-party entertainment. How do I keep failing this role? I have double proficiency in performance. Fine then. My next biggest quest is finding ways to make my performance proficiency even higher. I also made sure all the members of Pain Patrol got to perform their pieces. Except Shadowheart, because we only know 3 songs between the 4 of us, and she just happens to be a 1-mile walk away from everyone else. No hard feelings, okay? Sweet! It was great talking to people who I would normally not talk to, but the night was giving me a hard choice. Who do I spend it with? Lae'zel was an early love, and Asterion and I get along quite well. Karlach and Will don't know me and don't seem interested in getting to know me, and Halsey was like, run alone child, spend time with others, nature calls. You know what? Let's get to know Shadowheart. All throughout the journey, she's been quite impressed with my barding ways, and maybe that's what I want. Someone who gets me. Someone who I can be myself with. Someone who I can count on. A true friend! I'm a bard that loves relationships born from the soul, and I'm gonna focus all my creative energy on music, performance, and my craft. Sweet dreams, Shadowheart.
You... Alright then. More the full me.
I want to taste you. Perhaps tonight. Do you?
I'm growing to like the whole package. I know somewhere quiet.
You flatterer.
Thanks for watching. Okay, bye.